So that brings me to my next question. Actually, you kept saying educate yourself, reference. Besides the Quran, right? What did y'all look into, I guess, as reference to when you're going into marriage, or how did you educate yourself? What did you reference on how you should become when you're getting ready for marriage?
Okay. Well, I mean, the first thing I would see, first of all, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described the prophets in the Quran, and the dua, for example, of Ibrahim alayhi salam, right? رَبَّنَا هَبْ لَنَا مِنْ أَزْوَاجِنَا وَذُرِّيَّتِنَا قُرَّةَ أَعْيُنٍ, right? Our Lord, gift us. The word in hab min al hiba, like from gift us. Give us like it's like gift. And when you give somebody a gift, you give him the best thing, right? So hab lana min azwajina, from our spouses, وذرياتنا, and from our offsprings, قرة أعين, something that a
coolness of your eye,
coolness for our eyes.
Yeah.
وجعلنا للمتقين إماما. And of course, the best model I see is the Prophet ﷺ. And he was, when he was married, how he was before marriage as a person. He was a Sadiq al-Amin. Right? Number one. Then he married a widow, which is Khadija radiallahu anha. Right? He married a young woman, Aisha radiallahu anha. He married a divorced woman, like Habiba. He married, there's so many examples in his life. He was a stepfather for the children of Khadija radiallahu anha. He was a father for his children. They all died, of course, except Fatima radiallahu anha. He was a widow in his life because, when he lost Khadija, he never married till he moved to Medina and all of that. So there's a lot. He was like an open book. And that's why I said that one of the books called Tuhfatul Arus, this book actually speaks about especially marriage in the life of the Prophet ﷺ, and this reference of the hadith of the Quran, how he handled that in his life. You say, well, that was like 1400 years ago. We're like in the 21st century. How can that, apply? I'm telling you, we are still humans, the same humans that they were at that time. We have all our ambitions and our problems and our challenges and our good and bad and evil and all of that stuff. We still have the same thing, Humans did not change. Maybe, now we're driving cars instead of horses. But look, humans are humans, okay? And I believe the Quran and the Hadith and the life of the Prophet ﷺ can apply in our life. This is our, as I said, when I look for somebody, I look for these elements, for these characteristics in a human. Being religious, being active in the community, love to do something good for the community, not like, just...
has that desire, that fire, that willingness to, I need to serve the community because
I need a person to help me.
It's on me. It's on me that I have to.
Right. To be active with me, to be... Even like, look, people say not everybody is active. Fine. But at least you understand,
your willingness to go and learn.
Right.
I would add, like, the person themselves, their character, you say that they sincere or honest, and for example, Umar radiallahu anhu, when he would be looking at, he would be walking at night with his aide and looking at the matters of people, and he was overhearing, that a mother wanting, the conversation between a mother and her daughter. We wanted to sell the milk. And so the mother was saying, let's just add a little bit of water. And then the daughter would say, no, this is wrong. And she said, well, Umar will not find out. Umar ibn al-Khattab will not find out. The daughter said, it's not Umar, right. it's Allah, the Lord of Umar. So he heard that. And he was like reflecting on himself. Am I making people fearful because of me, and they should fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? When he saw that sincerity in her, when he saw that this consciousness that is so alert in her, that he sought her in the next morning. He went, knocked on the door, and the woman was like, the mother was so, oh, this is Umar in our household. And she was ashamed of what, had gone out on the night before. But he, from that incident, he wanted his son to marry her.
Because he
And
saw,
so-
because he saw
yes,
the quality in her.
he said, from that example, she will be a good partner. She will be a
Subhanallah.
good wife to my son, who does not have a wife. And, it was up to her to accept.
So another question that I had was, how do you deal with, I guess, an individual who is very technical, right? Crosses the T's, dots the I's, very uptight about, it has to be done this way.
Perfection.
Seeking perfection, and they want everything to be perfect, right? Guy or girl, right? The spouse that they want, the fantasy that they want to have.
This is an issue that comes up.
Okay.
That there will not be a perfect person of all of what you dream.
So nobody is perfect.
Nobody's gonna be perfect,
Right.
but
You
is
have to
this
accept
gonna,
someone's
it's gonna
flaws.
be? You have to be honest with yourself. Is this something you can live with? You just need to know that.
You have to have a
Have to-
checklist.
Have to.
But what if they don't follow it? I'm seeking somebody who is X, Y, Z,
This is
1,
the-
2,
look.
3, and nobody's there.
This is the problem we
Nobody
have.
fits that.
That's the problem. What we have today. We have so many checklists. So many less. Not so many
Preferences.
No, we have a
Deal
big.
breakers.
We have a huge checklist to go through it, right? The eyes, the eyebrows, the hair, the
Right.
nose, the ears.
This is
I'm
not
serious.
helpful.
No. They are like, they want that perfect person. Okay, there is no perfection. There is no perfection.
The
Okay,
perfection is for Allah.
there's no perfection. Perfection is only for Allah Subhanahu wa Taala.
Right.
Okay, humans have a lot of issues, right?
So
but
is-
you have to ask for the issues that the Prophet ﷺ have talked about. And he talked about, for example, like when you choose a man, if you're a woman, to choose a man, he put two elements. He said, deen and manners. Okay, deen and manner. How is he? Because if he is a good person, now don't tell me a person is just praying. He's a good person. That's why he put two together. He didn't say he is a very religious. You can have a religious person, but he might have issues in their life,
might be
because
extreme.
he is not. He's just taken prayer as a mean of, it's like a ritual. There's a lot of people who pray, but they have nothing to do with prayer outside their life. They're like different people outside prayer. So I'm talking about, that's why the Prophet ﷺ put two elements. He said religion or belief and manners.
Al-adab, yeah.
And you cannot take manners without religion. And you cannot take religion without manners.
Because the deen taught us, man.
Right. Because they're like, both has to be there. Anything else we can look at. That's what they call nowadays chemistry.
Physics, chemistry, biology.
I don't want to go there. Okay, I don't want to go there.
It's
that's
clicking.
healthiest.
It's clicking.
Look,
knowing what.
that's what's getting us.
See eye to eye about things.
But that's exactly.
But if you're not 100%, how can I trust that person? I'm being devil's advocate here.
You cannot
If
be.
if I can't
You
see
gotta
eye to
be
eye to them,
realistic.
how
It's
can
not
I?
gonna
How can
be-
I
if you
trust
want
them?
if you want a perfect person, pray to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala that you will enter Jannah.
Ya Rab.
And after that, you will get your perfection, because before that, nobody is perfect. Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, yes, created us in the best of the creation. لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم. Then ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات. So humans have a lot of flaws, have a lot of challenges in their life, and you cannot find a perfect person. If you I'm talking like, if you're really looking for a perfect person, pray to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala to send you to Jannah, inshallah. and then you will get your perfection there. I believe.
It's just something occurred to me now. Like, for example, a young girl would, for example, meet a person in college or work or whatever, and find the things that she's looking for. But he's not coming forward to ask, for her.
Is it okay for a girl to approach
Does she wait until
Prince Charming on the white horse
somebody
coming and
comes
I'll save you?
and somebody and then talks to them, and then does she settle for that, or does she send out to have somebody talk to him and say there might be some clicking there, or there might be ijab, qabul. The first step is there would be, just like Khadija radiallahu anha, she found some of the characteristics that she was impressed with and thought that would be a good match, and so she sent her aid.
There was always a third party involved.
Yeah,
it was never direct.
To kind of intermediate and see.
And that's to keep the honor, to keep the honor
Dignity
of the woman, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look, it depends on the parents. It depends how are they really, how they are receptive to her. How are they really open-minded in a way that she might come and says, Baba, or she can tell him, the brother, for example, that I see this man is a good person. Nowadays, the culture is more dominant in us than religion, than Islam. So Umar radiallahu anh, actually, he went around with his daughter, about his daughter Hafsa. He went to Abu Bakr, he said, would you like to marry my daughter? Because he wanted to choose the best of the people. Now, people say nowadays, I'm not going to do this, man. I'm not going to sell my daughter. You're not selling your daughter. Actually, if I find a person that's suitable for my daughter, I will grab him today. Because I know that this person, again, deen, believe, Islam, his belief, his religion, and his manners. And how is he going to treat my daughter? If I know these things, I don't care about anything else. Of course, she has to agree into that.
Of course.
Right? Sometimes maybe she will call her brother. She will tell him,
what do you think?
What do you think of this person,
right.
This and that? So you feel like you still are within, the family honor. You don't just go out and you say, hey girl, or hey man, I like you, you are for marriage or something like that.
Right.
I believe this is not a right approach. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that in the Quran. And I don't care what people say nowadays, all right? It says, وَأْتُوا الْبُيُوتَ مِنْ أَبْوَابِهَا. You want to come, you come from the door and you knock on the door. You don't knock from the window, not from the chimney. You don't do that because you never know. Things may not work. And people will go depressed, then they're going to have problems, and they're going to have
It's a recipe for disaster, basically.
Right.
There's no barakah in it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala won't bless. You'll see it if it goes through by
just
some miracle that there won't be
your honest intentions.
Yeah.
You come through.
Look,
honorable person. We interested in going through the right channels and knowing the parents, knowing the household, and getting permission to know the girl. And then if it doesn't work out, subhanallah, there will be others.
It doesn't work out. See, that's the issue. When I approached her family, when one of the brothers told me that, look, this family, they have a daughter, she's this, she's that, and he told me a lot of good things about her. And I called that person, another person, and I asked him all of that. Now, do I have in my mind that, I'm going to marry her? No matter what? No. I move on. If that marriage didn't happen, and it happened, subhanAllah, that she was the first I asked about and the first that happened, right? Nowadays, it's I know, okay? Nowadays, it's really hard. It's not easy. It's not easy. Why? Because they made it difficult. Themselves, not the parents. Themselves, and of course the parents with all these red tapes that we have nowadays. Because I went through 3 marriages, my children's marriages, right? And alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed us, blessed us with spouses that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward them and their family. Because I looked for what I looked for myself in the beginning. If it didn't work, it didn't work. I'm not gonna cry over it. I'm not gonna like go and depress and being depressed and not to talk to anybody for close the door on myself and no. You move along.
Move forward. Keep
move
moving
forward. Move forward. You don't just like the whole world will not
shut
stop.
Them all, shut everybody out and let me deal
seriously,
with this.
This is a very huge problem we have nowadays.
Forbidden love.
Yeah, I mean, like, I want to marry her. If I don't marry her, I would not marry anybody else.
Anybody else, yeah.
And if it didn't work, you move forward. Okay, it's another day. Because I believe, like, love, as I said today, I love my wife more than before when we first met. I love her more today. After 34 years, I'm serious about it. I'm not like just sugarcoating it. She's here with me, right here. She's listening to me. Although, let me say this for the record, when I approached the family, she said no.
Right.
And she explained
Time
why.
out. Tell me why. Why did you say no?
Actually, her mom told me this. I didn't know about it.
Right, this was later. You found out later, right? It wasn't
No, it was like so much later.
Right, after so many years.
Because her mom was my best friend.
Of course, when you're friends with the mother-in-law, you're a winner.
I'm going to talk about this, but go ahead.
Okay, so
yeah, I was going through difficult time, decisions to make, and
life decisions, not just
I was in college, yes, and confusion. Should I go on with this? If I get married, I have to stop and move and make
responsibility.
It's taking on. It was difficult at that time. I wasn't like free. I wasn't, for example, I have to make changes. I have to, and was I ready to make that change? And I wasn't clear on things. So I wanted
Which
things
is normal.
I wanted to settle. I wasn't sure of where my path was at that time. And my mom said to me, what's wrong with him? She saw the objective point of view. And this is where it comes in. That sometimes the person, they're just so cluttered with thoughts and stuff that you don't think clearly. So you need the consultation of others who think objectively.
Whom you trust.
Yes.
Not just anybody.
And
because it's a very serious matter.
Maybe
it's
make you see. Yeah, they will make you see the other side of things.
First I inquired about her.
Okay.
And I sent a message. Inquire.
You didn't acquire her
yet. I had inquired.
Yeah.
About her, and then Brother Taysir went and he
asked on your behalf.
Asked on my behalf.
Okay.
And she said that I'm not ready or something. I don't know. I mean, she said like.
What did you say?
That's so much in my mind. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
What to do and all that. Of course, her mom stepped in and she said, well, she asked probably the questions like, who's he? Who's this guy coming from? What is this? What is that? So he told her whatever he knows about me. And he asked me the question. He said, they want to know more about you. I said, okay, my mom is this, my dad is this. I came from here. I'm studying right now. I'm in college, this and that. So I told him everything about myself, Later, she agreed. And then after agreeing, then I took permission from her family to talk to her.
Okay.
And I was very nervous. I was...
heart thumping.
Because look,
sweating.
At that time, at that age, at that time, the only woman that I talked to was my sisters and my mom and my cousins.
Sure. Their family.
That's it.
No classmates, hatta.
No.
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 Sometimes maybe ish.
No.
Not
Teachers.
even-
Yeah, our teachers.
But if you did, you look down. You
our
look at
teachers, I thought like it's like now I'm getting into marriage and like I was like nervous. I was really nervous. And I was telling him, he said that, oh look, she's coming to our house for a halaqa, and he said, you want to talk to her, she's coming here. And I said like,
in person.
I said, what am I gonna talk about? I have no idea.
Right.
You know, but again, I went back to the basics. What are the basics? What questions do you ask? What concerns do you have? You know, what is in the future for me? These questions I need to ask.
And this all comes with the sense of maturity.
Right. I mean, knowing what to ask me, like knowing about yourself. Again, self-discipline, being like, honest, being straightforward, and exactly speak your mind in a very nice way, in a very good way. Because she is a complete stranger to me. We never like met in college. We never met in high school. We never knew each other. Only thing I knew that, she is from Lebanon. I'm from Syria. Half Lebanese. I know some Lebanese. Blah, blah, blah. This and that. I said, okay.
Right.
We can go from here. Our background, my background, her background. How long we talked on the phone?
The first time?
Yeah.
I don't know, 3 hours maybe, 1 hour. I said, what are you doing?
But that was it, right?
She came and he goes like, are you still on the phone? He took the phone from her. He said, are you still on the phone? I said, yeah, for 2 hours. And I don't know what to say.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was it. There was no follow-up phone call, text message. I mean, texting wasn't back then.
Right.
No,
But-
there was no texting. But we talked again.
You guys did talk again.
And then we decided, okay, I want to come and see the family. And if everything, worked out, we're going to do the engagement or the khutbah, The khutbah was in Halloween.
Nice.
The khutbah, the engagement was in Thanksgiving.
Allah.
Because of my holidays, because she's off and I'm off from school.
Right.
Right?
So
and then the marriage was January.
MashaAllah.
After المؤتمر.
After it was a convention.
Beautiful. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.